welcome to Sikiksyd. This is a reading for the future of Sagittarius. If you're not need to be a Sagittarius to resonate with this reading, you can be energetically connected to somebody who does have Sagittarius somewhere in their astrological chart, and you got Sagittarius somewhere in your astrological chart, and you came across this reading, and it just resonates for you, alright? You could also just like the vibes here at Sikiksyd, which is cool too. Check your Jupiter. And where do you have Sagittarius in your astrological chart to see how you may resonate with this reading? Sagittarius. Okay. Congratulations on the pregnancy for some of you. Many of you are pregnant. If you're in a relationship, you are moving in with your... Okay. Okay, Sagittarius. You have the Ace of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, Ophiuchus. You have the Two of Cups, Venus in Cancer. This can also be Leo. And you have the Ace of Swords, Aquarius, the Gemini, Capricorn energy. Hidden energy is the Seven of Wands in reverse, Leo and Mars. Spirit is tickling my nose. If you're in a relationship, somebody's actually proposing. Alright? You could also be moving in with, you're also be moving in with your significant other. Okay? If you are single, someone is like asking you out on a date. Like, they're officially asking you out with the Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords. Send a long message. They feel you're very compatible. Okay? That this is a very compatible connection. You feel like you're very compatible with somebody, Sagittarius. There's also like this is like in the dynamic, a masculine energy is wanting to sort of like bring a sense of romance with the Ace of Cups, like trying to show their emotion, give, expressions of emotion as well. With the Ace of Cups, this can also be like sweet compliments or, expressing one's own emotion. Okay, trying to be romantic. Okay, and then it turns into the Two of Cups, so like a date. With the Ace of Swords here, it's also about feeling like you're like-minded with somebody, like feeling like the conversation's really good and that the intelligence matches. What's being removed in the hidden energy is ego. Okay? So if there was any forms of ego, rather it was delayed communication, right? Who cares the most or whatever it may be. Rather it is just having very strong viewpoints on how you feel another person should act or present themselves or should be, that you feel would make you happy. Okay, that's what's released. So now it's more of a feeling of allowing someone to be who they are. And there's less defensiveness. Somebody who's been very defensive or almost feeling like allowing in love was something that they were actually sort of like scared of, because it would also mean that they had learned to love themselves. And that somebody saw them as somebody who deserved to be loved. It's recognizing that you are deserving of these blessings that are coming in, Sagittarius. There's a lot of truth being spoken, like someone's being very vocal and very honest and very open, but it's very masculine. Being very honest emotionally. If someone's pregnant, it's a girl. Congratulations. If you were to get pregnant, it would be a girl. If you're going to a baby shower, it's a girl. Okay. You could also, I see you entering into a very feminine business. Okay, so that could mean it's like beauty, hair, clothing, anything that's very feminine. All right. You may also use a utensil in this job. So like if you're a rapper or you're an artist, you use a pen. It's your biggest weapon, right? Right. It could be like you have a mic, or you could, work with something that's very, like, you could work in a very masculine. Somebody with the Ace of Swords here, it's almost like there's a tool that is necessary in order for you to do your job. The more masculine energy is also stepping down from a feeling of needing to prove that they are enough for you, or that they are deserving of the feminine energy. It's almost a feeling of like there's a lack of needing to prove themselves. And it's more natural with the expression of romance and emotion. Less of a need to feel like there's a need to tear anybody down in order to feel as if one is deserving of the things that they're actually going after to achieve, or the way that they actually are. Like the way that someone is, who someone is beautiful just the way that it is. And instead of taking out one's own insecurities, right, out on other people, it's about almost like a recognition that there's no need for that. Ace of Cups is also self-love. It's like being receptive to love because one has decided to love oneself. Saying, I'm going to dress how I want. I'm going to be who I want. I'm going to love who I want. I'm going to love myself. Ace of Cups is the emotional expression, creativity, and one's truest, sense of authenticity. And someone finds that very attractive, that you're deciding to be you with the Ace of Cups. If you're a feminine energy, there's a feeling of you really, truly deciding to be yourself. And if you are a masculine energy, it's also about you recognizing, being in touch with your emotions. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with allowing love in. There's nothing wrong about feeling emotion for another person. And there's nothing wrong with you expressing it. It actually opens up a lot of blessings in your own life, like financial stability. The emotional availability allows you to network, connect to other people, advance business, and find a sense of emotional fulfillment in your own life and in yourself. I also feel like if you're a feminine energy, you are embodying. You can also be seeing term 10 a lot. It's like you are embodying being happy within yourself. And that's actually very attractive. Like, it's attracting in a lot of people. I feel like you're receiving a lot of attention if you're a feminine energy. Like, people are seeing you very clearly during this time, Sagittarius. People feel like they're gravitating towards you. And there's recognition that there's no need to fight for things, that there's no foundation to stand on. Like fighting for no reason. It's like knowing one's truth because you know who you are, drawing in compatible relationships, friendships, and connections. Wow, that's not beautiful. What is your advice, Sagittarius? I feel there's like a long message. If you're a feminine energy, it's like you're very receptive. If you're a masculine energy, it's like you are speaking very clearly about how you feel. It's like it's very clear. Because you have your cup, and someone else has their cup. One is painted, painted nails, and the other one is not. So one is masculine and one is feminine. Like, you're really compatible with somebody. Like, you'd be okay with drinking out of their cup, and they're okay with drinking out of yours. You can drink coffee with somebody, you can drinking coffee with somebody. The thing about coffee is, like, everybody likes their coffee in a particular way, and I think that's also, like, people. So, it's like this person's like your cup of coffee, right? It's like, okay, you may not like that it has that much sugar in it, and you know, maybe it's got some like almond milk or oat milk or whatever you got in it, right? But I love this cup of coffee. For someone else, it can taste too sweet, it can taste too bitter, but this is my cup of coffee, right? Like, I personally enjoy this type of flavor, whatever it may be, and it could be a symbolic feeling of the person, right? Like, they're very unique, they're very different. They're like no one you've ever experienced before. And their cup is full, meaning they are emotionally fulfilled within themselves, and they do find a sense of emotional fulfillment with you. Quite beautiful. So you have drawn strength. You have Venus and Leo energy. You must hold the reins, trust and look after yourself, be alert to abuse of power. Take care of yourself and be your own master. You have the ability to take decisions and carry them through. Trust your inner voice when dealing with authority. If it doesn't feel right, there's a good chance it isn't right. Your affirmation is my intuition points me in the right direction. So repeat this affirmation 7 times aloud. The feeling of abusive power would be the 7 of Wands in reverse, which would be the feeling of ego, right? Now, for a lot of you guys, this is affecting like career. Okay. This is also coming from like ego. This could be coming also from your own sense of emotional fulfillment. It's about letting down a sense of defensiveness. It's sort of like almost feeling like guarded. Or pushing back, right? Or pushing people away. It's now about saying, well, I don't need to do that. I don't need to constantly be in the sense of warrior mode, right? Or I don't always have to wait for the ball to drop. But I always have to think that something's going to go wrong. That's very beautiful. It's like a sign from God. Okay, whoever you believe in. It's going to give you a sign to point you in the right direction. The energy of strength, Venus and Leo, the physical representation of it, you've seen it pretty much your entire life if you ever watched TV. So examples of this can be found in people like people who've had Venus and Leo that you've seen: Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Amy Winehouse, Jennifer Lawrence, Selena Gomez, Solange Knowles, myself. I have a Venus and Leo. All of these individuals have a Venus and Leo. It's the vibration of almost like it's always about entertainment industry. And when they experience highs and when they experience lows, it's always in the public eye. Okay? But the biggest thing about Venus and Leo is that it is unconditional love of self. So obviously Venetian energy is the relationship that one has with their self and the relationship that they have with other people. Now you may see that it's more magnified the more Leo that someone has in their chart. So examples of that would be like Michael Jackson and myself having a Mercury in Venus and Leo, as well as Selena Gomez. She has a Mercury in Venus. It just magnifies everything in your life. It's also optimism, it's positivity, it's creativity. With the Venus and Leo energy, it means that you can have people lined up around the block, regardless of what it is that you invest in, due to you truly enjoying your craft and the art that you put into it because you love yourself. Therefore, you love what it is that you do, and you cannot do it. Your energy literally comes from being happy, from loving what it is that you do. If you don't love what you do, it's not going to happen, right? These people love to perform. That's what they do. Now, the more Leo that somebody has in their chart, that means the more public that they're going to be, the more exposed they are to the public. And with this placement of Venus and Leo, it means that the person's emotions are written all over their face. And with unconditional love of self, it draws people in because people know that if you are capable of loving yourself, gosh, you are completely capable of loving me too. That's what it means. It's something that is almost sort of like a energy of obviously rapping, dancing, singing, anything in the public eye, but it can also be seen in forms of these people starting at a very young age with their talent, and then that talent actually carrying them very far later in life. They use that their entire career because it's something that they're extremely good at. They're also considered the most beautiful people in the room when you walk in. They are the first people you will pay attention to, especially the more Leo that the person has in their chart. Because it's the sun sitting in beauty, sitting in clothing, sitting in leisure, sitting in money. Everything for these people is magnified. Regardless of that, if anybody likes it or not, these people are always going to have the most attention and confidence because of the Leo energy. It's like the sun. What do you think of with the sun? Oh, you could tan from the sun. You can help grow plants with the sun. That you can, dry things with the sun, right? You can enjoy the sun and the beautiful view of it, right? There's so many different things you can do with the sun. Now, the sun sets, but it will always rise. And there's a certain beauty in how strong the sun is, that it is the biggest star of all. There can be a lot of pressure associated with that as well. But it's basically being in the spotlight. No matter what you do, all eyes are on you. This is also unconditional love of self. It's also saying that if you're in a relationship, it is a relationship that doesn't come around very often. And if you're single, there's someone that's come into your life that's sort of like an angel. Sort of come in and it's like, oh my gosh, I've been going through a tough time and here you are. This is also fate. Minor arcana of the Empress. So if you own a business, it is very financially successful. Okay, it's also the feminine energy. So whoever the more feminine energy is in the relationship is the more financially successful person in the relationship. If you own a business, it's very financially successful. Many of you are born into wealth, or you are, potentially taking a vacation, or your business is run so financially successful that you work when you feel like you don't actually have to work. If you're a feminine energy, you don't actually have to work. You most likely also have more money than you're telling whoever you are romantically involved with. But they have to pay very close attention to be aware of that. This has been your reading, Sagittarius. Very beautiful. You can also work with animal strength. It's the lion, and the lion represents the heart. Also represents the ego, right? And the actual card is, a feminine energy opening up the mouth of the lion and reaching in there because she's not afraid of the lion biting her, basically. But also, what a lot of people don't think about is that the lion could bite her, but trust that the feminine energy isn't going to hurt the lion. So it goes both ways. Trust goes both ways, which is why the infinity sign is above the feminine energy. She's the minor arcana of the Empress. Wow, this is beautiful. This is been your reading, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for supporting Sikiksyd. Ashe.